Scotland break Wallabies' hearts in hopes and dreams of a Grand Slam all out the window. Convincing win by Scotland, 27-13, running in some fantastic tries along the way, and a great way for Scotland to round out their year of international rugby. Not the best performance from the Wallabies, handling errors, not converting opportunities into points, and something they'll definitely have to improve before next week's game versus Ireland. Before we get into it, let me know in the comments what you guys thought of the game, who played well, who didn't, who was your man of the match. Let me know in the comments. Hit that subscribe if you haven't already. Let's get into it. We'll start on Scotland first. It was all Wallabies that opening 10 minutes. They were running the ball really well. Their forwards getting over that advantage line really well. But in saying that, Scotland's defense was fantastic. Really patient on defense. While you can be patient on attack with ball in hand as well, you can be really patient on defense as well. Most teams give away penalties, or most of their penalties, when they are defending because of how much pressure is put on them. But Scotland really did well in numbering up on defense. Sometimes kind of giving space away, letting Wallabies getting over the advantage line, but still spreading out, numbering up, getting up off the line, and making strong one-on-one tackles. What I did love about Scotland early on was just how they backed themselves around either kicking at goal or going for tries. So there's two opportunities early on where kickable opportunities where they went for tries. Yes, they did miss those opportunities, but I still love that intent of going for the tries. Try scoring did open with Sione Tuipulotu. Oh man, can we just talk about him for a second? How good has he been? Just over the past, I think, 2 seasons or a year even, just the growth that he's had in regards to his game, how his game has evolved, not just from being that strong ball carrier, his agility, being able to beat you one-on-one, to now the distribution he has, running right deep into the line. He's got the little offload out the back, or he's got that little short ball, that connection he has with Hugh Jones as well. But just the ability to bust through tackles, man, to open the scoring here, gets the throw over the line out, over the top, and he collects it there. And man, bust through Len Ikitau and Killaway. No easy feat that, but you're not stopping him that close to the line. And I've just loved his evolvement, especially with his handling, bringing that distribution into his game. And that takes an inside center to that next level. We also, like, you talk about Ma Nonu as being one of the best inside centers in the world. He only got to that status when he brought in that distribution game to his game. Being able to pass the ball, being able to give those little offloads. We know what Tuipulotu can do with ball in hand, but can you give those little offloads? Can you distribute like that? And he's really brought that, I feel like. I thought Scotland's loose forwards stood up in this game. Richie Ferguson and Rory Darge, really, really good around the park on both sides of the ball. Predominantly on defense, I thought, making a ton of tackles, attacking a lot of Wallabies' rucks, disrupting their rucks, slowing the ball down, and they really stood out in that regard for me. And then I thought Scotland did well to pick off Wallabies' lineouts, although the lineouts both ways were pretty bang average, to be honest. But I think Scotland got the upper hand there in disrupting Wallabies' lineouts, and they did well that way, turning them over and then really shifting that ball and finding space down the edges. They had a missed opportunity in the second half, straight off the bat. Coach Killers, man, you're in the perfect position to score points early on those championship minutes, so 10 minutes before or either side of halftime. Perfect opportunity, and then not straight at the line out. Not good. The next opportunity they got, they did score. Duan van der Merwe's try. Beautiful phase play from Scotland. They're stretching Wallabies defense out and not just passing the ball to either side. They've got options, guys running short, guys out the back. The tip-ons from the forwards as well, lovely, running to the line, the little tip-on just before contact, sometimes maybe even after contact, really good. And then you've got Finn Russell just sitting. When you've got your forwards going forward and you've got a magician like Finn Russell sitting in behind them and he can just call the shots, he's not even telling them what to do. Those forwards know exactly what to do. He's sitting behind, looking, scouting. Where can we play? Where's the space? Where have we got the upper hand? Where's the overlap? Let's play. Let's go down this way. And Duan van der Merwe, 1-on-1, he's always beating you. 2-on-1, he's probably still got the upper hand. And he goes over to score there. Beautiful execution of just that phase play. Josh Bayliss' try, I thought this was just the nail in the coffin for Scotland, the nailing in Wallabies' coffin. Attacking that midfield once again, and this became throughout the game a problem for the Wallabies because of Suali'i going off. They didn't really have cover on the bench, so Kellaway had to move into centre and Jorgensen went onto the wing. Kellaway not really a centre, and Scotland really picked on them in that regard. Darcy Graham worked his little magic there, although there was cover defence there and he still got through. Got it to Bayliss, and the big don't argue on Harry Wilson to go over in the corner. I'm going to touch on Finn Russell's try because this is beautifully worked set play through the middle, off like second or third phase, I think it was. And we see this set play being used throughout different clubs using it. Ireland used it really well versus the Springboks. Have the pod set up. The middle guy gets the ball. So we have three set up. The middle guy gets the ball. He has an inside player. This inside player goes in back to the ruck, and you have a winger coming through here. So Duan van der Merwe busts through there. Saw where the space is, links up with support play. Bit of hands, inside ball, and Finn Russell went over to score. Love that little set play. And Scotland used it versus Springboks, but Etzebeth got hold of Duan van der Merwe. This time he busts through, and they end up scoring. Tuipulotu is my standout for me. Immense, man. The skill set, I've already touched on him, but that skill set that he's brought, the strength in him carrying the ball, obviously his leadership role, he's the captain. He's been really, really good for Scotland there. Going over to the Wallabies, man, they started off like a house on fire. Really strong, carrying the ball. Guys like Suali'i getting over the advantage line, Harry Wilson, Rob Valentini, these guys carrying the ball, Angus Bell with a lot of aggression and getting over that advantage line, really setting the tone early on physically, breaking tackles, options for the ball runner as well. But then just couldn't convert those opportunities into points. Yes, a couple penalties here and there that Lolasio kicks over, but you want to be scoring tries, especially when you've got a roll on like that. Especially early on in the game, you're setting the tone. This is it. We're here to play. The confidence we've gained over the last two games that we've played, we're coming out, we're playing hard, and then not turning that into points. It would be frustrating. It's very, very frustrating. Obviously a massive turning point in the game was Suali'i's injury. Man, it didn't look good. Maybe a broken wrist. Hopefully not a broken arm. Who knows what it is. But it wasn't good in that Wallabies didn't really have a centre cover on the bench. Kellaway had to move into centre and Jorgensen came on to the wing. Yes, Kellaway has probably played centre before at Super Rugby level or at club level, but at international levels, a different gravy, especially when you're coming up against guys like Tuipulotu and Hugh Jones, who that connection is so strong, man. And Scotland really picked off the Wallabies midfield after that injury happened, gaining a lot of meters through there, a lot of easy meters through there. I thought Wallabies maul struggled really, like Scotland put them to the sword in disrupting their mauls, destroying their mauls. The week before, Matty Fessler scored a hat-trick off the back of mauls. So this is obviously a focus point for Scotland coming into this game, and they absolutely nullified that from the Wallabies. Something that Wallabies will have to look at in maybe a little variation off the maul there. They did try little chip kicks over the back just to try and change it up their attack. Like Scotland's defense was really good, especially later on in the game, pushing up and putting Wallabies under a ton of pressure. But those little chip kicks weren't really working. Handling errors costing Wallabies a ton. Missed opportunities costing them a ton. They had a few opportunities where either a line out, so a maul got disrupted, or when there's a turnover, Valentini kicked the ball through, the Wallabies got the ball back, and then off that play there, McDermott goes for a cross kick straight into Tuipulotu's hands, where I thought they had numbers there. They just had to play, keep the ball in hand and play it through. You're in the 22, keep the ball. But again, it's instinct. You go for what you see, and man, you can't bash the guy for trying there. A nice consolation try for debutant Harry Potter right at the end to score it, but not enough. And that was the only try the Wallabies had in like the 75th minute. That's massive credit to Scotland defense. Standouts for me for the Wallabies, Rob Valentini was fantastic again. Harry Wilson was good in patches. There's a couple of knock-ons that he did have, but his intent with ball in hand is, man, just to run hard, and I love that. But Scotland too strong. Wallabies Grand Slam out the window. Let me know in the comments what you guys thought of the game. Who played well? Like I said, who didn't? Who was your man of the match? And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.